Right, road trip to Bewley. Oh, did I bring the paperwork? Who can drive for 300 miles without stopping? I mean, maybe young people with really good bladders. But you've got the 40 kilowatt bladder.
Yeah?
And I've got the 24 kilowatt bladder. I think your Pop-Tarts are ready. Dave, tell me about public toilets.
Why would you have a shop called Rimmers?
Let's go back to that again.
God, he can't even get his name right. Well, we'll carry on drinking coffee.
Yep.
Have a biscuit.
Oh, thank you, biscuits.
Biscuits.
Don't tell Mrs. B. These are
You're a bit
posh
screwed
biscuits.
now.
Oh God, yes.
Without running over the dog that's currently taking a poo on the side. That's only if she... I think I scared him.
No, you didn't. Can I have the ability to add, a V8 Mustang as my default sound? So just for town work.
So it burbles.
So it
There's good timing, eh? Oh, hello. Good morning. Yes, we're back. Yes, Max Regen is back on your screens. It's only been a little while. Well, we've all been in hibernation, I think. Anyway, we're off to the British Motor Museum again, which seems a bit like deja vu. We are going from Eastbourne to Gaydon to the British Motor Museum, which is only about 200 miles in an electric car that only does about 80. But for some very peculiar reason, JB won't tell me why. All he's told me to be is outside at 8 o'clock. So I guess I just stand here and wait for him to turn up. I wonder what the surprise is.
Right, we're literally seconds away from Dave's house now, and he should be there. There he is. So, Dave, what do you think? It's not a leaf.
What happened to Leafy Leaf?
Ah, well, now there's a story which we will talk about on the way there, no doubt.
Right, okay. So, here we are, back in the car, back on the road. If you haven't watched any of these before, don't worry, you haven't missed much. But we're off to the British Motor Museum. Mr. Electric Head here started in Eastbourne this morning and has got up to me in Orpington, and now we are heading for Gaydon. We've done this before, and if you're really, really desperate, go back through the timeline to the very beginning and you will see we went there in Leafy Leaf, which was, how shall we put it, painful to be entirely honest, because it only went about 5 miles before we needed to charge it. But it would seem Leafy Leaf is no more.
Actually, Dave, I haven't thought of a name for this car. As it's a Kia e-Niro 4, what do you think?
Well, Nero doesn't sound much fun.
Name?
De Niro? Bob De Niro!
The car is called Bob. So what's the point of what we're doing today then?
Well, the first time we did this, electric cars were relatively new. Things have changed. Electric cars are a lot more obvious on the road. They've now got little green stripes on their number plates, and they seem to be selling rather well. Dearly departed Leafy Leaf.
Yes.
Used to do about 100 miles between charges.
At the beginning when I first got it, and I think knew it was something like that was in an ideal scenario. Nice warm day, not going up and down hills, not pouring with rain. But as the mileage became a problem to do any long distance, and because of the take-up of electric cars, it was hard to get to a CHAdeMO connector and plug in. So I decided to swap it, and the difference is unbelievable, because that number on the dash that tells you how far you've got to go
195?
Yeah, 195, and I've driven all the way from the coast. So it had 250 this morning and it wasn't full. And it would be about 280 full. I now pull up into service stations and don't bother to fill up because I don't actually need to. It's just the next step forward. It's got all the additional things like lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control, all those sort of things. I actually don't think it looks very nice from the outside. I think it looks ugly. You spend most of your time in here, and in here is a nice place to be. It's very comfortable, it's nicely laid out. The sound system is JBL, it's excellent.
We first did this back in 2019, when if you'd asked what COVID was, we'd have all looked blankly at you. Even then, the pubs were complicated. There wasn't the simple walk up, swipe, plug it in. Slight change of plan here, traffic jams and everything, so we've decided to stop off at Cobham Services to get some breakfast, as one does.
Yes.
And we've decided to plug it in. All the ecotricity pumps seem to have disappeared.
Yes, and GridServe have taken over now.
So let's find out how to plug this thing in, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Hit start. Grab the credit card of doom. The first trip that we did to the British Motor Museum, we went across country because we wanted to avoid the motorway, because that car really above 58 miles an hour was just slurping electricity like there's no tomorrow.
The battery is on 98%. Obviously, this isn't going to get us all the way, so we have to stop en route. And so JB has planned us a route, which you can now see on the beautiful map on the screen.
We've chosen a route across country, avoiding motorways if we can, but essentially using mostly ecotricity with a genie point and a pod point as a backup.
Well, let's be honest, it was crap.
It was awful, wasn't it? I mean, I did qualify that by saying it was a short-range car. Please do what ecotricity have done, or rather GridServe have done. Plug in, start, swipe, walk away. That's as complicated as it needs to be.
Inside, it's a lot more nicely put together. There's a chrome trim that runs across the dash. The buttons look quite pleasant. The screen for the navigation, which is in the middle, is brilliant because it actually is fitted into the dashboard. These screens you see on other cars where it looks as though somebody just walked in with an iPad and went, "Where are we going to stick this then, lads?" and just stuck it on. I think they look crap. Well, comfort-wise, great. Looks awesome. I do have a complaint.
Go for it.
When we were at Cobham Services, I discovered I have an issue. Now I've got quite long arms. I don't consider myself to be small.
You're a tall man.
I'm tall, but got in, couldn't reach the door handle when the door was open. I nearly fell out. What's going on? We don't need doors that big, do we? Why choose Bob?
Why choose Bob? It was a hard decision. Made easier because I didn't have enough money for a Tesla Model 3. This one was the best option for range. 282 miles. It's one of the better.
Yeah, I mean that's more like a normal car.
Yeah. Something interesting. I'm not touching any pedals, and we're approaching the back end of slow traffic.
How did it slow down then?
The adaptive cruise control is doing this. It's keeping us the right distance from the car in front.
God, that's scary.
I'm not touching any pedals.
It's virtually slowed down to a stop.
Well, it'll stop.
Well, my only comment was going to be that with the second-hand market in EVs, the price of them has gone up, mainly for the simple reason the infamous chip shortage they keep bleating on about.
Yeah.
This is where nobody's made any chips because everybody's been at home watching Netflix or something. And here we are. We have made it. Depressingly easy, depressingly stress-free.
Yeah.
Well, you've broken the show.
Yes. And that's it. So let's go in, make ourselves known, and have a really funky time.
Yeah.
Laters.
Layers.
We've left the British Motor Museum, so we need 115 miles to get to your place. As you can see by the dash, we're now pulling 56 kilowatts. Now, bearing in mind that the Leaf would never get more than about 28, 29 on a good day, this is a good charger. Be able to pull this amount of power from here. As you can see by this shot, there's 8 chargers here. There's a Costa directly across, which is shut.
It's shut? What sort of coffee shop's that?
Well, it's shut, but it's open to drive-throughs. But now we're plugged in, so we can't drive through unless we unplug it. I'm not doing that. So, well, I'm afraid Costa, you're going to miss out here. How many buttons did we have to press to get this going?
I don't think you pushed any, did you?
I didn't press any. I plugged it in. I'll swap my card. Instavolt, we love you. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
So there you go. We've broken the whole concept of this show.
Yeah.
Mainly for the simple reason you bought a car, which goes a long way.
Yeah.
Great.
So all the conversations we had about the Leaf are still true. I mean, it's a great little local car. But in the time that I had that car, which is 4 and a bit years, this is now affordable, and this is a 280 mile car. What do you think, Dave? You going to buy an EV? I always ask you that question.
Maybe. I guess I'm going to have to eventually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
who knows? They're still very expensive. So this is the end.
Yes.
Maybe we'll continue. Maybe we'll do another one, but who knows?
Okay, so
Right.
Max Regen, Dave and John. See you next time.
Yes, unplugging now.